What is going on, Blue Chips? How we doing? It's Friday night. Your weekend, a goal without a timeline, is just a dream. Let's get to it. What's up, all my family? And yeah, I'm gonna stop that right here. So, anybody else see Mr. Wieland blowing up? Somebody sent me that video that he put out today. I think it was today. I don't even know. And yikes. Anyways, Zishan, what's going on, man? Feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Jonathan, what's going on? Thomas, what is going on? Anybody got some WD-40? Sorry if that's hurting your ears. I kind of feel like I need the light tonight. What do you guys think? Ooh. See if this thing even has some charge. I don't remember if I charged it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can actually get it to stand up here. Oh yeah. Looks a little bit better, huh? Let's take some bets. Let's try the old 8-ball. Will Tim knock the light over tonight? I do not like how squeaky this thing is. 9. Yes. All right. I'm gonna make it my goal tonight to not knock this thing over. I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna move it. I'm gonna leave it there. So, guys, what about this SPY? Look at this thing. I like looking at it on the 60 personally. I drew out some pretty key levels that we had, but that was based, I drew these back on this day, on the 13th, because going into the after hours, I saw, let's take a look here. So back here on February 28th, we formed a bottom there as we were obviously coming down that first time. Started to come back up, got over 300, and as we started coming back down, it just pretty much annihilated this thing. Kind of gapped down straight through it. Formed a new support here, came up, bounced right off that previous area, not once, came down, used it. It was actually in this range here for about a couple days. And then once we got down there, look at this. Nice little descending triangle that formed here on March 11th. And this thing gapped all the way down. And so I had that line there from, as you can see, that obvious support. And look at what happened. This thing decided to kind of relief bounce right up to there late in the day on the 13th. And then we gapped all the way back down. And to be completely honest, these lines pretty much mean nothing at this point. I mean, this one still does. This one pretty much does not, at least for any time soon. But I wonder, see if I can activate it. I don't know. Das is Das. I don't know why I said Das. I've never said Das in my entire life. But for some reason, it doesn't like when you reopen and go to old charts with old lines. They tend to not let you click on them. But as you can see, this thing is a complete mess. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave everything there because we're gonna go back to the 2-minute here in a second. But we came down, we formed a low over here on the 18th, down there at 228.02. And if you guys remember, let's take a look at the daily real quick. When this thing first started coming down, nobody was listening to me, but I told you that we didn't even start the brunt of the coronavirus just yet. And when we got this huge bounce there on the 13th, everyone's like, oh, maybe we're not going to actually get down that far. And I'm just sitting here thinking, man, I wish I had money to put where my mouth is. Because I just knew. I just had that instinct inside of me that said there is no way that we've actually formed lows just yet on this. Let's just look at the weekly. It'd be a little bit easier probably. But as you can see, after that area there is not much until we get down here to this area, 211. And I honestly think it's probably a little higher. Yeah, like 212, 213. I honestly think this is going to be around where our bottom is. Now, obviously don't take me to the bank on that or whatever saying you want to use, but I really do feel that the coronavirus is still getting worse, right? Let's actually pull this up real quick. So until our numbers here in the United States start to level out, until we start to have a bunch of people recovering, until all of the good stuff starts to happen, the media is just going to continue to throw it all in our faces that the coronavirus is still going, right? This number was 10,000, like low 10,000, like 10,200 last night when I went to bed. So as you can see, the number's starting to go up significantly every day. But like last week, it was only going up like 200-300 a day. And today it went up over 1,000. So it's starting to get a little bit more serious. As you can see, we're starting to catch up in all of the confirmed cases. I would assume that we're going to have the most confirmed cases in the world simply because we're going to be the ones that are testing the most. And, you know, the United States likes to do everything as big as possible. So I have a feeling that that is going to be the case when it does happen. And yeah, so I have a feeling more bad news is going to come out. As you can see, going back into that 60-minute, if we... I don't know why DOS is being kind of gay lately, but we got under that area, right? We formed a new low after we formed this low because everyone thought that this was the low, right? 242. And then we got a new low the very next day. And then we've just been making lower lows, right? That's kind of the key. If we can't stop making lower lows, then that means we're still going down. Every time we've had like a big bounce going into the close or something like that, we never even got to the highs from the previous day. And everyone's like, oh, this is the bottom. This is the bottom. It's like, come on, guys. Come on. So as you can see, we pretty much closed at the lows, 228.50. The low was 228.02. So technically we did not close at the lows, but then we gapped down to the lows. I'm not sure. What is it? Oh, this is from the daily. So I think that's, wait, where did, oh, that was the initial line. I got it. Oops. Sorry. Kind of all over the place here. Where was that line? It was right here. Okay. 270. I don't know. Why did I have one at 230? I guess maybe it's a pretty key area, I guess, that formed in the last couple of days here. Now, this is all strictly just kind of technical analysis, but when you really scroll out to like the 60-minute chart, you can really see those areas that tried to get used as support. I mean, look at the two times over here, and this looks like the pre-market on the 19th, which was yesterday, that this thing went all, those are probably false prints. Now that I'm thinking about it. A lot of these in the pre-market and after hours are usually false prints when they have those big dips like that. So that's all. I just wanted to get that little bit of talk from the SPY out there. But I mean, we're pretty close to that 213 area. I really do think that's going to be ultimately where we go. Speaking of which, I did get my money out of CMEG, a pretty large amount I took out so that I can transfer it over to Webull so that I can look to get some buy and holds. Now, just to let you guys know, that is not one of them. I'm going to roll through the ones that I have on my list here, but I'm still looking around. I have 10 here because I definitely want to diversify. I'm thinking I want to at least have 10 stocks to diversify into. And I'm thinking about, and I know $5,000 is what I'm putting in, guys, because I'm always honest and transparent anyway, so I might as well just tell you. But I'm looking to take the 10 stocks, take the $5,000, split it up into each, right? So $500 per stock. And then I'm looking to take 25% of that 500, which would be 125. So take $125 and look to invest it depending on what the market starts to do on Monday, assuming that I have the buying power on Monday. So I want to take $125, put it into pretty much each one of the stocks that I choose, which I'm going to be researching over the weekend, which I'll tell you the ones that I have right now. These aren't going to be anything final, but it's just kind of what I'm looking at right now. And then depending on what the market continues to do over the next couple of weeks into the coronavirus starting to slow down is when we'll have basically 3 ads to add more money, either as it continues down a little bit more, if maybe we found a bottom, we can start to add as it goes back up. So those are going to be our options, but I want to get something in there, get some skin in the game, because we are at some pretty awesome areas right now for a lot of companies that are out there. So I'm just going to go pretty much left to right here, but I have 3 separate areas, which are cruise lines, casinos, and airlines. Those are the 3 that I was looking at. You know what? Before we do that, let's go over my trades from today. You guys want to do that real quick? I know you guys probably don't really care, but I like to look at trades, especially because I'll still have the arrows up there and all that good stuff. Let's pull up the dashboard here. So today, March 20th, the first 2 trades were on PENN. We ended up getting 22 cents and 24 cents on those 2 trades. Let's take a look at it. So PENN, this one was pretty standard. It was right off the scanner. We scroll out a little bit, you'll see the previous resistance was the high from yesterday. So we started to extend away from that. I actually drew a new one right here. That was the resistance I was looking at, because we came up, came back down, and then shot back up. Excuse me. Thomas, I'll answer that in 1 second. Let me get through Penn real quick. This actually, it continued up. We were actually looking to get an ad closer to 925. Never got there. And as you can see, I got the 922. We were looking for that like 930 area. I swallowed some air. Hold on. And yeah, so it came back down, gave us a pretty good flush. We kind of felt like it was holding that 850 area, so we ended up taking it off there at 861. I was pretty happy with that trade. And then it started to pop right back up. And so now we moved our previous resistance up here. We were looking for the extension through. We wanted this thing to get up towards that $10 area. Didn't quite feel like it wanted to. I only got up to 962. We actually hit it at 933. We were a little bit early. We were looking for it to get up towards that $10 area if we wanted to get an ad. Didn't quite get there, and there was the cover. So pretty good. 2 trades there to open up the day on PENN. I was pretty happy with those. So I chose Webull because, one, honestly, I really like their charting. Let me see if I can fit this to my screen real quick. There we go. So I really like their charting. To be completely honest, I've always been pretty happy with it. I like their time frames. They're pretty good with those as well. It has pretty much anything that you would need on here, as far as the drawings and stuff like that. And it's very simple. And one of the other things too is, yeah, I did cough, put me in quarantine, is that they have ACH. So I'm connected straight to my bank, which I like. I just really like that. Now, Interactive Brokers has that as well. And I think some of the other US brokers have it, but some of them can be a little bit of a pain. I've heard, because they want you to do all kinds of other stuff. But anyways, I had previously made a deposit on Webull as well to get the 2 free stocks for myself a little while back last year. And I decided to just kind of take the easy route. I knew it would be easy to kind of deposit the money here. And it's also not with Interactive Brokers, because Interactive Brokers eventually is where I would like to day trade. So I don't want to put like my money on Interactive Brokers and then be mixing my day trades and also have buy and holds there and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to diversify my platforms as well. So I mean, that's kind of all it is. I figured Webull is kind of known for just like swing trading, investing long term. So I just decided to take that route. That's all. Hey, now, how's your equity return shaping up? What the heck's that mean? My little curve thing? Let me, let's take a look. It's starting to come back after that one silly loss last week. Today, I just felt really good about today. So we're almost back to where we were a little bit beforehand. Had the good first day, kind of steadied out, started the climb, and then we had that stupid loss on, I don't even remember what trade it was. KR. Take a look at the chart. I honestly don't remember what I did here. This was a 30 some dollar loss. No. Okay. I was looking at something wrong. It must have been the price that I entered. Where is net return? Here we go. It wasn't VTR. Here it is. CV. Wait. I've taken this many trades since I came back to this strategy. Dang. So it was 2 days. It was 2 days in a row that I took a beating. This was the bad day. Jeez. You know, it's kind of funny because I am completely spaced out on these trades. I don't really remember them. I guess that's a good thing. I remember writing about them in my journal, but I don't really remember them. Oh yeah, look at that. No bounce equal no money. Did I 1-1-2 this thing? Size. Yep, sure did. Yeah, I honestly don't remember trading that one. CVE. I remember Roku. That was an ascending triangle or descending triangle, one of the two. Ascending triangle. And it just didn't work. We were coming up. We were looking for that pop up towards VWAP, and it just straight up sold off like immediately after we got in. That was a bad day. I do remember that day. I don't remember like the trades, but I do remember the day. COG the day before. Yep, 1-1-2 loser. Kind of fought a grinder here. I don't really know why. That was kind of silly. And then we tried to get back in. Looks like right after that. And that actually ended up being a loser. It kind of looks like it could be a winner, but technically it was a loser. What's up, Ben? How we doing, man? Charlie Conway, Mighty Ducks. But yeah, I just wanted to, where did it go? COG. Yeah, see, that second one actually ended up being a small loser. It's basically break even. So, yeah, I guess that was actually a combination of 2 really bad days where I just couldn't win anything. So I guess it's really not that bad considering we've come back from that for the most part. So we're almost back up there. While we were having these days, it was just, I don't know, I was being very stagnant. But as you can see today, I decided to come in with a little bit less fear. And I felt like a new person today trading. I really did. So hopefully we can continue that into next week. But anyways, So PENN, that was our first 2 trades of the day. Speaking of which, let's pull this back up. We can see what the next 2, I think it was DK. Yep, DK. DK and then EVRI. Let's take a look at DK's trade here. This was kind of the same thing. It was really just one of those days where everything was kind of setting up and we could actually play most of these. We actually, if you guys didn't remember, I had the rule of not playing anything that was on SSR, as well as not playing anything that's going into a halt. If I took a position and I had an ad, at least one ad, and it started to halt, my rule was to just cut the trade, just because I didn't want it to get carried away and get out of hand. And I've realized that every time I do that, it's a guaranteed loss, right? Because if it's halting and I take the loss, it's always going to be a loss. And I just started to realize that most of the times after these things unhalted, I was completely fine, especially if I still had room to add the 2 part of my 112. Now, if it was a 112 and I already had all my entries and it started to halt, that could be a different story, because then you're kind of playing with fire. You're going to get way out of your risk parameters. But if it's something that is just going straight up, it might be one of those ones where you're just going to kind of take on the extra risk and you're just going to hammer that thing down and you're going to kind of take the risk, because it's, pocket aces, you flopped an ace on a pretty dry board and you're just looking to, right? You're always going to have the chance of losing on the turn in the river, but it's starting to, if it's ramping up like that, you just kind of have to go with it, because we always say the stronger the move, the weaker the trend. So, but anyway, so no more not trading SSR stocks. We traded one today, which was great. I believe it was PENN, right? It was PENN on, oh, that reminds me, I have to actually go back and change. Yeah, it was PENN. So on my new setup, just to bring the montage in, I shortened my montages a little bit, just to change my setup around a little bit for the stream and all that good stuff. And now this is what it looks like. So I can't see if something's actually shortable. So I need to readjust everything, just that fraction of an S. So I'll have to go back and do that over the weekend. But how's everyone doing? LOL, I left because I'm still at work. Gotcha. But yeah, so back to this trade real quick. As you can see, previous resistance here popped up on the scanners. Now, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to the scanners. Again, all my trades come right off those things, and without them, I'd be absolutely nowhere with these types of trades. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to those ISW scanners. As you can see, broke through that previous resistance and got a nice run up here right through the whole dollar. Pulled it up. It actually got up to 1641. We were already in it at that point. We actually hit it right at 16 because it went through 16, started to come back down through. We hit the button, and then I believe it popped right back up, went all the way up to 1641, and then as you can see, it came right back down, giving us that nice drop. We ended up taking profit at 1529, and this is where I really need to get patient because I only had a single entry. I know that most of the time these always come down and test that previous resistance, right? I've been saying this for pretty much since I started trading this strategy, maybe a couple months after. But it was a pattern that I started to notice. When you go through these previous resistance, if the thing wants to continue and it's not a super strong stock, usually just low floaters or those types of stocks, or a grinder, but if you just get a really nice quick move, the odds are if this thing wants to try to continue higher, it's going to pull back and test that previous resistance and try to use it as support. And as you can see, it's exactly what it did. And I don't know, for some reason, I was kind of in the zone today with my entries, but I was just like, I'm just going to get in and out. And there was something, just the market being where it's at as well lately. That's kind of another reason why I don't really want to hold a stock for too long, because everything's been very whipsaw. Like everything's been whipsawing back and forth. So, but as you can see, it would have made it down to that previous resistance sitting there, and we would have got a little bit more out of it. So EVRI, same thing. We did the same exact thing. As you can see here, we had previous resistance. This thing hit there, came up, shot all the way up through. Now this one I was a little upset because I wanted to get the ad, and I should have. We got 313. It kept on going, got up to 334. We were looking to, I believe we even put an order out. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. At 345, we were looking to get in right before 350, and it didn't quite get there. So as you can see, it shot back down. And this one, I didn't feel like it was going to come all the way back down like it did. I felt like this was such a big, because this came straight down from the highs to here. So that was a pretty big move. It pretty much gave back this entire move in like pretty much like 30, 40 seconds. And so once it felt like it stopped, as you can see, I didn't even get the bottom here. It went through 3 and started to come back up, and we took it right at 3. This one, I remember putting an order at 295. It didn't seem, it popped through, like went to 298, and the ask came down to 3, and it just didn't seem like it wanted to go lower. And so I took it, and then of course I was wrong, because as you can see, this thing dropped all the way down, not only to that previous resistance, but all the way down there to 270. So 2 instances there where we left some decent money on the table. And then our last 3 trades were all on MGM. And again, guys, this is my edge. You guys are seeing my edge play out here. We just had finally a bunch of opportunities to pop up with our edge within it. So through previous resistance and got a nice pop, we felt out the top here. We ended up getting in at 1016 right through that whole dollar of 10. Came down, kind of felt like it didn't want to go further, and in this case we were actually right. Not really, because it did pop up towards high of day, but didn't quite get there, and it did end up going down towards 983, but it never tested that previous resistance, as you can see. So I mean, it did eventually, as you can see over here, but that's not in that same move. So we jumped out. We were happy with the trade. We actually moved on, and then we still had this up on the other chart. And I noticed it was starting to form kind of a flag, and I saw it break down like this, and I was like, crap, we kind of missed the possible descending triangle there. But then it got bought like right up. I mean, like right up. And that's why we didn't probably get that move down there towards the previous resistance, because somebody said, I want to take this thing up. And I remember the market was moving up at the same time. So this thing then moved up, and now we have our previous resistance here. Shot up, extended through, wasn't as much of an extension, and as you can see, we kind of hit it early. This was more of just I just threw the entry out there at 1044, expecting 1050 to kind of hold, and it went right through, went to 1067. We were going to look to add right up there towards 1075, and then get our last add at 11. Because like, let's take a look at the daily real quick, or not the daily, the 60-minute. So I was looking at this key level here. Where is it? Right here. No, maybe. Where is it? Right here. There it is. So as you can see, we had the touch here, and then it was using it as resistance here, here, here. So, and then here again. So I had that 11 line drawn when we were trading it. I didn't have it drawn, but I knew it was there. So when it made this move, I was looking to risk off of that. But what happened, as you can see, it formed a top at 1067, didn't get an add there. It tried to come down. It got down to 1045. Our entry was at 1044. And so obviously we were looking for this to come down, test previous resistance, and it got bought up. So I told myself, okay, and it took about 2.5, 3 minutes to get to this point. And I said, if it wants to go high of day, obviously this thing's not done. So it went high of day. We stopped out for a loss, and this thing shot right up towards that 11 area. And I knew right there on the daily, that was what we were looking for. So I took a starter at 1084, looking to add if it got up towards 11. As you can see, it shot right back down to that same area, and we took it off at 1069 because it kind of felt like it was done there, right? And we got to that previous resistance, which was right there at 1067. As you can see, it did pop back up towards 1081, and then ultimately it decided to come down. I honestly, the reason I took that off there, I do remember this one in real time. I thought that we were going to scalp this and it was going to pop back up towards 11, and we were going to jump back in again, looking for that 11 area to reject. But as you can see, even after a pullback, it still tried again, and it actually finally did get up to 11. And I believe I had already started getting ready with my kids, because my son had to go get his blood drawn and all that good stuff today. So I wasn't even here for this, but I was looking for that final move up towards 11, knowing that right there. That line that we had drawn on the 60-minute was there. So it was a pretty key area, and it ultimately did end up, it shot through 11, but it was a bit of a fake out. So why less people today? You sound like Ross, no offense. What do you mean? I said like my actual voice sounds like Ross? I hope not. Like, I hope it's not like what I'm talking about. And I have no idea why there's less people today. Maybe there's just less people. You know why there's probably less people? Because they're all stuck in the house with their relatives. But I don't know. Maybe people are starting to not like me. Wah. But yeah. So that was all my trades from today. So let's I'm going to go over the 10 stocks that I have that I'm going to be looking at for long-term buy and holds. So the first one that I have is CCL, which I'm a little sad because I remember back when this thing, let's just go to the 60. I remember saying over here when we were on the way down, I think it was right here on this day, because we came down and touched 12. I was like, if we get down under 10, I'm buying, I'm scooping up some shares right now. Like right now, there's nothing that can stop me from scooping up some shares. Constantine, what's going on, man? I was about to say good night, or how is your evening? But it's actually morning for you. So good morning. And as you can see, the very next day, this thing dipped all the way down to 790. Carnival Cruise Lines, all the way from its highs of 52 down to 790. Now, I was doing a lot of these calculations the other day, but just to make it a little bigger so you guys can see it. So if you take that 52 and you divide it, or it would be, 7, we'll just do 8, we'll just round. Divided by, man, I can't. So you take 15.3 and then you would minus that by 100. Nope, wrong. It would be 0.1, it'd be 1, sorry. So how do I thought I could copy paste that. Can't you? Oh, there, I gotta click up there. Okay. Minus 1. So 84.6% is what Carnival was down at its lows. Absolutely insane. Just crazy. And I told myself I just wanted it under 10. The cruise lines, it's going to take a long time for them to come back to life. Because think of it this way. Even when the virus and all these shutdowns and stuff are being taken off, people aren't going to have as much money as they had before all this happened, right? Because everyone's spending it just to live and stay alive. So even when all this starts to slow down and we can start to get out of the house again and all that good stuff, people aren't going to be rushing to take cruises. So it's going to take a while for cruise lines to really get back up there. But I can't see cruise lines like Carnival and Royal Caribbean, those two specifically, going out of business. I can't see it happening. These guys own their own islands. They have all these ships, and I can't see them going out of business. Now, unfortunately, Carnival willingly said we'll donate some of our ships to the cause. If you guys need us, we're here. We obviously can't use them for anything else, and they ended up getting a little bit of a spike. So I'm going to see what it does on Monday. I'm surprised it didn't really gap down a little bit because it's been trading right with the market lately. And so RCL, Royal Caribbean, is the other one. I don't know if they didn't say they were going to do the same thing, but for some reason they got a little bit of a spike as well, pretty much the same time that Carnival did. But as you can see, let's do the math for these guys. Let's find the 135 by 19. So they're down almost 86%. Absolutely insane. absolutely insane. I mean, these guys, I can't see them going out of business. I just can't. So those two are my main two that I'm looking. I mean, they're all going to be spread out evenly. That's the whole point of diversification. But these two are down the most from pretty much anything I've seen. But yeah, and the other, I do have one other cruise line on here, which is Norwegian, NCLH. We've actually traded this recently, 60 by 7. So they're actually, they're actually down 88%, which is just, I don't know why it makes me click over there. So as you can see, the cruise lines definitely took a huge hit. Now, Norwegian, I can't say that they might not go out of business. I don't know. But again, it could be worth it if the stock price was there. The only problem is, I don't know, because apparently, I wonder what their market caps are. And like their floats and all that good stuff. This is what I have to do over the weekend, because the stock price could be the same as Carnival's, but it could be diluted a lot more so than others, which I really don't know too much about all that stuff because I don't really concentrate on that when I trade. So something to look into over the weekend. Cruise lines asking for government aid. They will be fine. I wish all stock moves the same way. LOL, I'd be rich. Yeah, everybody would be. So that was the first three. We got CCL, RCL, and NCLH. And then CZR is my next one. Moving on to my next column, which is casinos. So CZR, Caesars, they were up around 15, and now they are down around 3. So let's take a look at here. So they're down about 80%. And obviously these are when they went all the way to their lows. I'm just giving you the maximum that they were down. That's obviously, if we were to buy now, not where we would be. So as you can see, this was another one that they all kind of, I guess, let's just take a look. Yeah, I mean, I guess the SPY did run there. But if you notice, all of these stocks normally were trading, well, MGM was actually another one, but CZR was the one I was picking on. A lot of them didn't really die off as much as the SPY. I mean, I guess they kind of did. They went back towards their lows, but the SPY went lower, like much lower. So I don't know. I guess maybe they're starting to say, guys, we can't really, we can't really go too much lower, but we shall see on Monday. Actually curious, what are the futures doing right now? They're still open, aren't they? I don't even know. I don't know that. I just asked GDT what the hours were. So they're actually they've been continuing. Oh no, it looks like they closed. Yeah, so they closed at the same time. And they closed around the same spot, so that would make sense. But I think they open on Sunday, like Sunday night or something like that. I don't remember. Something up with YouTube. Your live stream didn't appear on my subscriptions homepage. I had to look you up to find your live stream. Also, it didn't appear for me. Huh. Maybe their algorithms are somehow targeting day traders. That's weird. I feel like I saw it when I went to my own page. Or well, if I go to my own page, I guess. Do you guys have the notification bell? Do you have the bell selected? Because it should just send it to your notifications when it happens. I mean, it says it's there. Maybe that answers. Who asked me where is everybody earlier? Was that you, Zishan? Zishan? There's not that many things here. Where did it go? First. Wireless, but yeah, it was Zishan. I was like, where'd it go? There it is. I just found it. And notification gang, what's up? Yeah, so apparently you guys need to hit the little bell next to the notification, and all will be well. You know, if people want to come back and watch it later, it's fine with me. So I don't have to have like a big live stream. And to be completely honest, sometimes if you guys actually come here with some solid questions and have some good conversations, you know, I'd rather that, right? You get a little bit more one-on-one time. What do you think about Patrick selling his own course? I have one thing to say about that, and I've been saying it in the Discord since I saw it. Patrick said that he was never going to sell a course, and now he's selling a course. So that's all I have to say about it. And did you guys see his video today about him ranting about how YouTube's toxic? Go listen to like the first 2 or 3 minutes of it after we're done here. And he contradicts himself so hard. He's like, YouTube is so toxic. People are so rude. People are so mean. And it's like, dude, that's like what your whole channel is. You literally called out other channels, calling them fake frauds, you know, you name it. And now he's going to turn around and act like because people are talking bad about him that he's allowed to be upset about it. Get out of here, man. Come on. It's like, I respect the hustle that he has. I do. Like, he's a hustler. But you can't get all upset when, you know, shots are being fired back at you. You're going to shoot at somebody and people want to start shooting back. I mean, come on. You got to be able to accept it. But the course thing, I think that's a little shady. I mean, he literally tells you that he's not a good trader and then puts out a day trading course. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would someone want to buy a course from somebody that literally says that they're not a good trader? And then, you know, he has the whole paper trading thing and all this other stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't completely hate the guy. I really don't. But I dislike how he runs things over there. So, you know, to each their own. Usually have an email coming in, but nothing today. Had to actually go to your channel page. That's weird. That's so weird. How's your month so far? Volatility played well, or you did better before the crash? I've adjusted. We were looking at my dashboard a little bit earlier. Let me pull it back up. I was because Vincenzo actually had asked me how my curve is doing, and when the crash had started happening, this was pretty much 2 days in a row. I had a nice curve going since I went back to the 112. And then I had 2 days in a row that kind of got me. So if we go back and look at those days, it was right here, March 10th and March 9th. So my actual month is probably not looking so hot because of those 2 days. But other than that, it's been okay. And then like today, I really kind of stepped it up a little bit. I kind of came in with a no fear attitude. And I also knocked out the no halt and no SSR rule. So that helped as well. The game plan for getting into a stock with SSR. I wish I don't have it on this montage because I didn't set this up. This is one of the old montages from a different setup. But basically what I did is I took this button. Well, I took my short bid and I turned it into a short ask. But all I did was basically this. I just added ask minus 0.01. That's it. And then I just changed this to minus 0.01. So basically, when a stock is going up, like say, it doesn't matter. Like say this was a big intense move and it fits our edge, but it's SSR, which it actually is on PEN when it was. Well, I can actually show you because I actually did trade PEN while it was on SSR. So as it was making its move up, when I felt like it was the top, I would just hit this button with the amount of shares that I wanted in there, and it would basically just front run the ask. So if it's 815, it would put me at 814. So if there wants to be an uptick, I would be the next person to have the uptick up to 814. So that's how I'm going to be looking to get into SSR stocks. pretty simple. I'm just going to leave it at that because it doesn't have to be more complicated. But basically, instead of being able to short the bid, I can't. So basically, I'm shorting the ask -1. And I'm just going to, if I really want in the trade, I'm just going to keep hitting it. And I have the cancel in front of it. So I can just keep hitting it. Like if the price starts to go down like a couple cents or whatever, I can just hit it again. And I can hit it again until until it gives it to me, or it'll just keep going down and I just don't get it. Keep up with the hard stops and risk management. I've been killing it with risk management the past 2 months. Awesome, man. Yeah, risk management is key. That is number one. Oh yeah, I went to the local place to get balls. It was sold out. What was the place called? Just curious, because I know they don't really have them at too many places. I just put wishful orders with SSR. If stock wants to go crazy, I'll be waiting there. Gotcha. Yeah, I've done that in the past, and I don't know. I didn't like it because, like, say for instance, we were getting the move up here, and I put an order at like 975 because I'm like, well, if it gets to 975, I'll be happy with that order. But it'll shoot through. And it's coming up to 975 and it's showing no signs of stopping. Like there's been no signs of it slowing down. And that's kind of what you start feeling on a typical stock that's not on SSR. You're kind of trying to feel the top a little bit. So if you just have an order out there, it could just blow through it and then like go straight through 10 all the way up to 1050. And you were just, the reason you got in at 975 is just because you threw an order out there because you would have been happy with that entry. But in reality, if you would have just kind of let it go and just kind of tried to feel it out as normal, you might have got a better entry even though it was on SSR. So always keep that in mind because that's something I used to do and I got blown out of the water a couple times. I was like, oh, it's SSR. I'll just put an order up here at 1075. And before I knew it, the thing was at like 1150 because my order wasn't where it wanted to stop. I was basically guessing where I wanted the top to be. And obviously, we all know that the market does not care what we think. Baker Bar and Grill, do they have balls normally? That would be interesting. I tried to layer on paper the other day, and it didn't work too good for me. Yeah. See, so Thomas he ran into the same problem that I had. Yeah, it's very hard to do it that way. That's kind of why I don't like throwing orders out there a lot of the time. Sometimes if it feels toppy at say it made a move up here towards like 10.10 and it felt toppy, sometimes I'll throw an order out there at like 10.24 because if we get that pop through 10, sometimes you'll get that squeeze. That's a little bit different. But if you're just like, as it's getting ready to break out and you just put that order at like 9.95 because you're like, oh, if it gets to 10, it'll probably slow down. And then it just blows through that up towards like 10.50 and that's where it wants to stop. And now you're just like, do I, like what's going on? I wasn't expecting that, right? So if you would have just let it go, you would have had no choice but to wait because it really showed no signs of slowing down at that point. It literally just blew right through it. So obviously these are hypotheticals, but they've actually happened to me in the past. So I'm talking through past experience here. So anyways, CZR, this is one of them that I was looking at. The next casino that I was looking at was MGM, which we actually traded today. As you can see, this one got all the way down to 6 from 34. So this one's down 82%. The next one is LVS, which is Las Vegas Sands. This one I'm actually debating on simply because this one didn't really drop that much. And with having such a low amount, because remember I said I'm going to take 25% of the initial amount. So if each stock gets 500, you divide that by 4, we get the 125 I had mentioned earlier. So if you take 42, I would literally be able to only get, 3 shares? Yeah, like almost 3 shares. So, 42 or 125 divided by 42, 55. So current price, I would be just shallow of 3 shares. So it's like, is it really, really worth it? So it's one of those things where you kind of have to kind of pick and choose, because if you only have 3 shares, yeah, you're going to get a pretty high percentage gain over the course of time. But this is only down about 50%. Well, actually, let's do the math. 33 from, we'll use this high because it's where it was 71. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah. So they're only down about 53%. So obviously they're a little bit stronger than these other companies as a whole. They also own a lot more when it comes to the strip, as well as hotels and stuff like that. So I think that plays into it. And as you can see, the price of the stock is obviously a little bit higher as well. But as you can see, I'm looking for them ones that are down quite a bit, looking for them to give me the best return on my investment. So DAL for Delta Airlines, this was another one. This one didn't get quite down as low as you can see. This was around where like Carnival was. Let's see, 60 all the way down to 19. So that's about what, 33% or 66%. What did I say? 19 from 60. Yeah, so about 68%. Another one is Save, which is actually Spirit Airlines. These guys got absolutely crushed. They were up here, we'll just say around 44, and they got down to 7. Oops. So they're down about 84%. They, I feel, could very easily go out of business. So that's another one that I'm not too sure about. Honestly, AAL, I feel that they could go out of business too. And I'm not a huge fan of their drop too much. They're about 66% as well, as you can see, 30 to about 10. So I don't know. That's one that we'll kind of keep an eye on. I'm not too sure. One that I actually do like though is Southwest, which is LUV. They were up here around 60, and they got down to about 29. So they're kind of in the same boat. Actually, that's really only about 30 or about 50%, huh? So got a lot to look at. I actually had pulled up FinViz and was going off of the total, like the biggest losers over the course of like this year. I just used this year because that's pretty much where we were. Is because we got up to the highs, and then it's pretty much all happened within 2020. So I basically was just looking at all the biggest losers and kind of just looking through and trying to find companies that I'm like thinking to myself, can they really go out of business? Like, can this really put them out of business? And you start like thinking long term for the companies, and you start thinking, you go look at their fundamentals and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. And then going into Monday, we'll see what happens. But those two cruise lines, I think are going to be my 2 biggest return gainers if they do happen, and they'll definitely be a little bit longer holds. But Carnival and Royal Caribbean are definitely the 2 that I'm most excited about. If I do put order there, I keep them only for a minute, not 2, and we'll adjust based on price action. SSR can be tricky. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Constantine, and it's all going to be new to me too with SSR. I'm basically going to try to trade the SSR stocks as I would normally trade stocks that aren't on SSR, and we're going to see how that goes. And then we'll keep track of them. I'm an idiot because I told myself earlier that I needed to write that in here that these were SSR. I think I did it on one of these. Yeah, I guess not. Or what is it on? No, because that's a mistake. So I guess I didn't. But I wanted to start putting that in there so that I could keep track. Because I went back and checked them all, but I didn't mark them all down like an idiot. So now I can do that. So that was the only one that was on SSR today, I believe. MGM, EVRI, and DK. Yeah, these are all just regular shorts. Okay. Yeah, Thomas killed MGM today. I saw his chart. So do you guys have any questions? I don't really have too much else to look at. I mean, I can start kind of doing a little bit of research while we sit here and talk, but I didn't have like a subject to talk about tonight. I was getting on here to kind of go through my thought process going into these buy and holds, just where the market is overall, going over my trades. And yeah, let's see, FinViz. Do I have the one up here still? No, I X out of it. Yeah, that BLPH that thing went nuts today. Look at this thing gapped from $3 all the way up here, and it opened up at 25. Look at this. Look at that pre-market. That's just nuts. It's crazy. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, definitely chime in. But what I did is I went to the screener. I went to where's the date? I did the float. I did over. I know that's float short. Market cap. I did. Where's the overs? I'll just leave it. Well, no, because it can't be I can't have the small ones in there. I think it was this one. I think I did the mids. But it would be nice to be able. I don't understand why they wouldn't. I guess you could do it in custom. So I guess that's where they get you. I guess we could do it this way. So small. So we'll do over 300. We'll try that. I know there's a date here somewhere. Not IPO date. No. This is frustrating. I could have swore I just... Is there like an advance? No. I could have swore I chose it so that it was by year. Or maybe is it down here? Valuation, custom. It's got to be here somewhere, because I know I did it. Oh, here we go. I think this is, so change. Top losers. Here it is. Performance year to date. I think this is what I did. Yeah. Maybe not. What did I hit? So I must have changed this. Let's try this. This isn't right. I don't know what I did, guys. I don't remember having that on there. Say, where are the big numbers? I see some of you guys are kind of rolling in here. It is weird that it didn't pop up for you guys. I wonder why. I'm trying to find how I had it set up to where I don't use this very often, so that's another thing. change performance. Let's see if there's a different one. It was per year for the year. Like percent change. Oh, this is what it was. I did the 52 week. But that's a whole year. But it should still work because it was at its all-time highs. You could probably do 50 day, can't we? How many days has it been? Yeah, I feel like 50 day would work. Let's see if this works. Let me just get rid of this. All right, so there's some of the bigger numbers. Let's do, why does it keep going to change though? Let's do the 52 week. Still isn't. This isn't right. Cause I had like the cruise lines came up, like all these, like everything was coming up based off of how much it was down. I can't figure this out. Vincenzo says, I trade the Wieland way, and it's made all the difference, and it's non-toxic to the environment. I feel like you guys are just here watching me struggle at this point. I'm trying to find what I had before. Maybe was it this? No. I mean, I had like multiples that were 80%. Of course, I X'd it out. I have no idea where it went. It had to be one of these. So frustrating. I feel like it had to be this one, performance year to date, but it keeps going back to change when I click that. Oh, because I'm clicking on change. Let's try performance. Maybe that's, let's see, performance year to date, and then let's descend. I don't want to upgrade. I don't think. What is this basing it off of? I still can't believe TVIX hit 1,000. That's great. What's it at now? Now that we're at the lows again, it should be over 1,000, right? Wait, what? Oh, they did the, they cut it down. Oh, no, they didn't. Why is the TVIX all the way down there? That doesn't make sense. I guess because it is a times 3, times 2, times 3. So I guess if the volatility is not actually there, it can't really go the opposite way. The SPY did kind of calm down a little bit today, which was kind of nice. Try quarterly. Yeah, that could be a good one. What's up, Blue Chips? What's up, Mr. Supercharged? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's let's try quarterly. That's a good idea. Performance quarter. But if I click, I can't click the change. I feel like it can't be up there. It has to be something down here, because when I clicked the change, it worked, and now it's not working. Am I on the wrong? No, it has to be this. Let's redo it here. All right. So I know I changed the market cap. I just don't remember what it was to. Maybe it was, no, I didn't do that because I wanted it to be on. I do think I did that, but I don't see why that would matter. Oh, that's what I did last time I clicked on this stock. but I know I changed the date somehow. Kind of interesting. I didn't even know it had some of these. Let's try top losers. No, that's just going to be from today. Let's try this now. Year to date. Aha. So wait a minute. What? That's just saying from today. But these are the ones that are down the most, because look, there's Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival. But for some reason, it's for some reason it's going off of today's gains. That's what the change. So it's giving me the change for today instead of the change. For some reason it's giving me that. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to get it so that was right. So performance year to date, I guess. I'm just confused at how I had it last time. Like last time I had it and it showed me the percentage they were down from the amount that I'd put in, but I mean, I don't know why I'm seeing it this way now. I was trading TVIX today also, and at market close. I thought it was going to skyrocket, but it didn't. Any idea why that is? No, I was just saying that myself. I think it has something to do with, because it's if I'm not mistaken, I don't know this for sure, but the TVIX is basically like a volatility index, and it's the inverse of the SPY. So when the SPY goes down, the TVIX goes up. But if the SPY is kind of grinding down, I believe the TVIX will also grind at a much slower pace. But if the SPY is moving really fast in one way or the other, the TVIX will do the same. So back when we had this huge move up to 1,000, if you remember, that's when the SPY had a huge move all the way down, right? That was exactly what happened. But as you can see, when we started to just kind of chop around and we're not really making like one solid big move like that, the TVIX didn't really do anything. But it's kind of weird because when you look over there at today's close, you didn't really get a big move up like you would have thought, because the SPY started out and the SPY ended up lower than its lows, right? But then the TVIX didn't even come close to its highs, which is supposed to be the inverse. So as you can see, this line here is technically where the high on TVIX was at the beginning of the day, so that green line. So you would think, going back to the SPY, that when we crossed over that line a couple times, that the TVIX would have done the same, but obviously that wasn't the case. So no, I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, what have you been trading lately? Well, I can tell you the exact stocks that I've been trading. Been trading MGM, EVRI, DK, PENN. I actually did trade the VIX, VIXY, VIXY. That was actually a pretty good trade. This was during one of the conferences, and I noticed that we were in a little bit of a descending triangle here. We had the decent run up there, and we had a descending triangle, and the market started going, and I just realized that with the news that they were talking about in the conference, it was probably going to continue. So we took a kind of a combo trade there. We weren't risking much because we were just going right off 61 there, and we got our 1-to-1. We were risking about a point, and we got a point with our cover there. So I was pretty happy with that trade. What else is there? VTR. I remember losing. This is the one that made me say screw the halts, by the way. Yeah, the small caps are going to be slow right now because there's just too much volatility everywhere else. I don't know why I did that. Speaking of which, if you guys have been interested in this journal, which they're just improving all the time, they listen very well too. So I've been working with them. One of the very first things I had them add was the line chart up here, just to make it look a little bit better. They finally added the profit factor, which that's not right, is it? I thought it was a little higher than that. So they've been adding all kinds of different things. They're starting to work on the trades themselves, like inside the trading screen. They're looking to get a running P&L. They're looking to improve on the actual like entries. They're looking to put like little dots on the actual charts. I think they're going to try to change these charts a little bit too. But they're adding a lot of cool things. But what I was getting at is they are looking to give me some like coupons for you guys that are supporters of the channel. So if you guys are interested, we could get a nice little discount on that. So VTR, this thing was annoying because, again, look at this extension. And if we go back and actually look at the chart, so it was right here. You saw our entry. We got an entry here and an entry here, and then it halted. So let's see, 1030, 1038. So you can see that the halt was right here at the top of this green candle. So going into that halt, my rules told me that if I'm going into a halt after I have an ad, to get out of the trade, right? Just cut the loss and be fine with it. But look at this move that it made, right? We had this previous resistance right here, and it had already made a big move to get to that previous resistance. It kept on going. It actually halted here as well, I believe. 1018, 10. No, it didn't halt there. Just kind of looks like it did. Kind of consolidated and then made a bigger move up here. We got in, we got to add, and then it halted. It was like right after we got the ad, it halted, and I was like, crap. And so I cut it. And this has happened so many times where we come out of the halt, it does try to go higher, and we probably wouldn't even have got an ad there, but then look at what it did. It just came on down and just kept on coming. Kept on coming down. So yeah, that was a little frustrating. This was the trade, VTR was the trade that told me, screw the halts. If it wants to halt, let it halt. As long as we don't have our full size already, I'm fine with it. Let it halt. It's just a pause in the trading, right? Halts should not scare you. The only halts that should scare you are like low float stocks. But when you get bigger float stocks that are halting, just because of what's going on in the markets right now, you shouldn't have to worry about it that much. So I'm not going to, because all the stocks that I'm playing, they're not moving crazy, like crazy. So if it wants to halt, I'm fine with it. Let it halt. Because I'm sizing correctly to be in that trade in the first place, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I've been trading the VXX SPY TVIX. I actually did trade the SPY. I traded it with one share. I just wanted to say that I traded the SPY, so I did. Where is it? There it is. I keep clicking the actual ticker. I can't do that. I gotta click over just a little. There we go. Traded with one share and I made $1.66. I was being very cautious because I've never traded the SPY. I know it's algo heaven, but as you can see, I made up $1.66 on the trade itself. But yeah, I just got short. When I initially got short, I was basing this off previous levels. There was a pretty solid level there at 255. So I was looking to get 245. I was basically looking to get in and then put a range order in at 255 versus 245. So I was looking for 1-to-1. But as you can see, I actually got an entry quite over 250 because that's where initially I was looking at it on this big green candle here. And when we came down and got to 250, I was like, okay, that's a pretty key level. Just mentally. And that meeting, there was a meeting that day that was about to start at 11 o'clock. And what day was this? I just want to show you what happened. 16th. One more. There we go. So here's the 16th. Our trade was, let me get the exact time here, 10:42. So our short was right here on this candle here. And as you can see, like I had said, we were looking for that 245 area, which is down here, versus 255. And that meeting started and Trump started talking about all the stuff, you know, how we're going to be fine. And look at that. It went right up to 250, like almost 257. And then finally it ended up coming all the way back down by the end of the day. But it would have went up there, stopped us out, and then I would have been so pissed. But we ended up just taking the quick win because it pretty much came right down after we got in. So I was pretty happy with the trade. I look at it like this, though, Zishan. I might not be trading with huge size, but if you go through and I will be, you know, the size is going to go up. But if you look at the return, this column here, the return share. So per share, this is what I'm making on the trade. If you start looking at these, to me, these numbers are a lot more important than my share size. Because in the end, eventually, as I scale up, the return per share is going to stay the same. But my shares are going to go up. So as long as I'm consistently getting decent returns, you know, per share, I think I will be just fine. So that's kind of the idea behind this. I'm starting to get tired. Might be getting out of here soon. They don't track and steal your strategies, right? No. Oil price went down to our gas price is at 169. Yeah, there's a place, BJ's is at 169 apparently as well. I got it for 199 today at Sam's. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but yeah, I was like, buy the dip. Thought that was pretty funny. That's why I use spreadsheets. Yeah, it is, Zishan. They're actually really expensive. I told him that the main thing that people have been telling me is that it's like they really like the look of it and the features that are there and stuff like that. And he was like, but I told him it's just too expensive. People can't pay that much. And that's why he said he was going to get me some coupons. So we'll see what they are, and we'll go from there. People like the stream, and I'll give you free weed. $1.66 will get you food back in 2001. The SPY is pretty smooth, the trade for the most part, but yes, you need big size to make it worthwhile. Yeah, Trump talks and you make bank if you're on the right side. Wednesday was a 5K. Shoo, there you go, man. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of crazy how that works. Oh, that's right. I need to donate to myself. Or you know what? Let me just try testing. I wonder if I can test it. I wanted to see if these notifications work. Wonder if I can do one to myself. I'm gonna pull the light down and just take it down. Let's see, $1 make ya holla. Does this work? I was hoping somebody would subscribe during this. Your name. I am Sexy Beast. I'm also curious how much of it I get. You are logging into the account of the seller for this purchase. Oh, so I can't even tip myself. Well, okay. I just wanted to see if it works, man. Oh well. I guess I'll have to wait until somebody really tips me or subscribes. YouTube app is glitching. Bleh. Can you use margin to swing trade? You can, but it's I think it's always 2-to-1, and I think that's for pretty much all brokers. I think they only let you use 2-to-1. For Webull, I don't think Webull offers margin, do they? I mean, I'm not really worried about it anyway. And I don't think my buying power would be in there just yet. That's paper trading account. Yeah, I see it's not in there. But it said, what did the email say? Or it actually wasn't an email, it was on my phone. I wonder if it's still there. Let's see. It said something about like since I deposited after your deposit request has been successfully received. As your deposit request was after 4 p.m. Eastern, it will be processed during the next business day. Once your request has been processed, you will be credited part of your deposit as instant buying power until your funds have fully settled. So we'll see how that plays out. But I don't think they have buying power on Webull. App is not glitching on my end. Never mind, I fixed it. I had to close the app and reopen it. There you go. I wonder. Yes, this is Webull, the desktop version. It's like I said, it's actually pretty nice. One of the cool things too is it keeps like a running tab of all your things. So if you kind of like are doing some research, like I have been, you can also, I like to do this too. I hit reset, so it sets it back over there. It's pretty cool. It always like keeps running the highs and the lows. It's just easy to do everything. The drawings are pretty nice. They're similar. It's really simple. I really like it. Just one of those. Trying to delete. Click. But oh yeah, Robinhood sucks. I have a link. If you guys don't have a Webull account, you can literally sign up and they just give you a free stock. It's down in the description. All you do is click it, make an account, and it gives you can get 2 free stocks, but you get one just for signing up, and then you can deposit any amount and they give you a second free stock. I didn't think I made a video about it, but Webull kept coming to me saying, hey, you want to be an affiliate? And I kept just rubbing them off. And I was like, you know what? Rubbing them off, that was bad. I kept blowing them off. Not even sad. It sounds just as good. I needed to put some balls in my mouth. But anyways, I was like, you know what? If they're going to keep getting on me about it, I'm just going to try to help my subscribers, and I'm just going to try to get them all 2 free stocks. I don't get I think I get like $1 or something. I don't even know what I get. But it's not a lot for you guys signing up. But you guys can just sign up, and through having the affiliation link, you get 2 free stocks. If you get one just for signing up, and then you get a second one if you deposit anything. So, and I think it can be anything. I think it used to be it had to be $100, but I think now it's just whatever. Should have said yes to what? Let me see if I can test this. Knives V. Let's see that. Oh, there we go. It says 8 hours ago. So 8 hours would have been, so I wasn't streaming then, so that's why. I thought he was already subscribed though. Sponsor for Webull or affiliate. Well, technically I am now, or they call them influencers, but they want me to like make videos and like try to promote the platform, and I'm not doing that. I'm basically telling you to use them for 2 free stocks, and you never have to make a trade, and you get 2 free stocks. So that's what I'm telling you to do. They want me to be like, oh, Webull's the best there is, but I mean, I am using them myself, so there is that. Can somebody donate $1 and just message me your PayPal, and I'll send you the $1 back? I just want to see if this works. The link it should be the first link in the description. I just want to see if it goes through. Oh, it just uses PayPal, I think. Be that cool person. Be the one that helps me figure this out. I would do it myself. I tried to do it myself. It won't let me. And I appreciate you guys showing up tonight. I don't know what happened with YouTube tonight. Not putting my stream out there for everybody. But yeah, usually we have like 20 people. But to be honest, it was kind of chill tonight. We'll probably call it here around midnight. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to call it right after we test this out. If anybody wants to be awesome and help me test it out. I'm out back to my fighter jet bed. All right, Mr. Supercharged. I will come check us out in the morning, man, if you get a chance. The live streams have been pretty good so far. I'm getting better at it and all that good stuff. There goes the DOS server. I'm actually going to exit out of that and we'll pull up the Webull. Yeah, look, my account's all the way down to $3,000. I took a lot of the money out. I feel like a small account all over again. But we're going to try to grow it. Oh, Thomas, there it worked. $5. Appreciate that, man. Give me your shoot me your PayPal. I'll send it back. Because now I'm actually curious how much it took out of that. Appreciate that, Thomas. Thank you for doing that. I just wanted to make sure it worked. Because the main reason I switched from Streamlabs to Stream Elements is because the subscriptions, the tips, like everything that was going, it was just acting up and it would never work. So I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to make the switch. So I just wanted to make sure that it actually went through. Did you guys see it? Did it go through? It came through on my OBS, so I would assume it went through on your screen. It was just the little guy at the bottom. I've debated on making it something much bigger, but I kind of like the simplicity of it being down there. I probably could make it last longer, though. That's probably something I should do. Whoa, wait a minute. Send me some balls. It was on. I actually think they don't take anything out of it because it sent me the full $5. Did you have to pay more than $5, or was it just $5? Oh no, okay, so it gave me $4.55. It said $5. I wonder if the fee was from PayPal though. I think it was. It was $5.99. Did you tried to put $5 in and it was trying to charge you $5.99? That'd be pretty messed up. And you should only have to. Yeah, let Thomas see. I didn't think it was that short. Let me see. Overlays. For a fee? What? What fee? There shouldn't be a fee. Yeah, I think you did something wrong there, Zishan. Tip alert. It says it was 8 seconds. Was that really 8 seconds long? It didn't seem that long. Maybe I'll go through and I'll look for one that kind of takes up like the whole screen and is kind of cool. Because I feel like that wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Oh, you know what? I didn't even need you to do that, Thomas. I'm so sorry. I could have came in here. I didn't even know that this was a thing. I just hovered over this by accident, and apparently I can emulate ones. But I guess even if I emulated, it wouldn't have been for real. But yeah, see, that popped up. So there's a subscriber. Here's super chat. I mean, I guess that is 8 seconds. Tip. Guess that's a little low because you can't really read it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it does hang up there for 8 seconds, but I guess that could be longer, especially for something like that. But maybe I need something that's a little bit bigger. I had something a little bit different. Here, I'll just show you guys. It kind of goes with, let's see, copy, others. Now I feel bad, Thomas. Sorry. I like the loud thing when someone subbed. Like the all right thing. That's it. This is all completely new to me, so it's like learning a whole new platform, basically. So let's minimize this one. So this was the other one. It looks like it's centered here already. Position, center, okay. So this was the other one. Oh, it still did that. Why did it do the other one? I don't want to delete it, but I thought I turned it off. Well, let's delete it because I don't really like it anyway. Crap, what did I do? Okay, it's gone. Okay. So there's that one. Oh, you know what? Let me go back and hit the. Let me go to my dashboard. And I think I can redo your tip. Yeah, $1 from tip. There we go. Why is it? Oh, you know why? Because I didn't save it. That's why. Hold on, give me a sec. Save. There we go. Okay. We're getting this. Yeah, it kind of matches the overlay where my webcam is. Subscriber. I still have that sound, I think. Let me see. Let's see. Upload sound. Yep, here it is. All right, let's see if this works. All right. Haha, there it is. Is that the one you were talking about? You can get custom ones made and stuff like that, which I'll probably do. Like I said, I just set this up overnight last night, so yeah, I do kind of like that one better. Can I change all of them? Let's see, X. There we go. Subscriber alert. I don't know if it changes it for all of them. Let's just find out. Nope. Okay. What about for the tips I was doing? The ruffle sound. This one. Or we could do this. All right, I can still hear it, but I turned it off because I don't want to get monetized or demonetized for it playing too long because it's a pretty long clip. Coco, I have 4 Lamborghinis. Would you like to come ride with me in one of them? Save. Super chat. That's the other one. All right. All right, let's test these real quick. All All right. Subscriber and tip. All right. All right. Why am I hearing that twice? Wonder if because I'm hearing it over there too. All right. Yeah, that's one. Sweet deal. Thoughts on the Corvette 2020? I love it. The mid-engine. Oh, it looks so nice. I think it's my background. Or it's one of my backgrounds. Can I hit? Where's next? Let's. Why is it not changing? Next. Next. Oh, it's changing my other screens. Oh, there it is. This is one of them. I have one that's a little bit closer, but yeah. But Tim isn't a scammer like ASTFX. I don't even know who AstroFX is. Bonsai. Oh. Yeah, I don't have any Lamborghinis. And I don't really have any intentions of getting any new like crazy cars like this. I'd rather spend the money traveling to the places like you see in the background. Zishan, all I did was Corvette 2020 high res. I think that was what I did. And then I just went to images and I just found them in here. There's an orange one that's my favorite that I have. It's like this one. Here's one from that same photo shoot right here. Let me see if I can find the one, the other one that I have. This is one of them. That's one of my pictures. Well, that one's pretty cool. Oh, wow. I wish this was high res. Look at the phone holder. That's funny. We're in a day and age now where we're making cars that have actual phone holders. Where's that picture? It's not on here now. Look at that. That one's pretty. Oh, yeah, it was. It was right there. That's a pretty nice one, too. For anyone that doesn't know, I have been a Corvette lover since I was a child. I fell in love with the 1969 Stingray. And here it is. I must have skipped over it. This one right here. And I've loved Corvettes ever since. This picture is, I want this picture. Do you guys see it? Am I missing it? There it is. The only problem is, oh, it actually blew up okay. It's going to look bad when it's stretched, though. Let's see. I guess I could have showed you. Oh, there it is right there. I could do it that way. Say, here's all my wallpapers. This is the picture I was talking about, though. Oops. Oh. That's my favorite picture of it. I love that picture. Yeah, it's definitely not that expensive. Yeah, here's that one. Yeah, see, in compare, I guess it's not going to look too bad, I guess. I'll show you. I really like that picture. It's a good picture. Here's my, if I had like FU money this would be a car that's in my collection. That's been my like dream car. Like when people ask you what your dream car is, like I like to think a dream car is one that is just out of reach for you normally. And this is mine. Nice little DB9. Aston Martin. AstroFX travel and spread their own trading like virus. They go to LA. Where are you from, Coco? I heard the ZR1 is going to legend with a flat pane crankshaft sounding like an F1 car. It'd be interesting. I really want to go here. This place, every time when this background comes up on my main screen and it's just stretched across the screen, I'm just like, oh my, I want to go there so bad. And I actually found where it is. I actually reverse image searched the picture. Let me pull it up here. I can't pronounce the name. There it is. It's in Norway. I don't know. But when you pull the pictures up, you can see the little town that's down in the bottom right. So see this like port area, and then here's those mountains, and then you have the big body of water here. So if you pull up of course I got rid of it. You can see the big body of water here and the port right there. So this is just higher up. Then if you go back, there's other pictures of it a little bit higher up too, like this one right here. So same mountains. It's got the water coming through, big body of water in the port. So apparently they have this like drawbridge looking thing that goes out over, so you can kind of hang out over. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, Norway is pretty cool. Number one gamer girl. I play, you pay. What games do you play? After you answer that, I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm getting pretty tired. Kind of struggling to keep my eyes open. Do I need this open? Nope. Let's see if this changed. 11,485, and we are at 250. No, it didn't change yet. This updates pretty quickly. It updates, I don't know the exact, but I feel like I've checked like 5 or 6 hours in the past, and it's been updated. It's the one that I found to be updated the most. So that's kind of why I keep it up. No, I'm the number one gamer girl. I'm still convinced that Coco is like Vincenzo or something. Anyways. It's my thoughts and I'm sticking to it. Alrighty. I think we're gonna get out of here. It was nice for all of you to stop by. I appreciate it. Thomas, thanks for the donation. I will obviously give that back to you if you let me. So I'd appreciate it if you let me, because I was just asking you to test it. And I'm going to get out of here. So catch you guys Monday morning. Have a great weekend, seriously. Pretty much quarantined anyway, so spend it with the family. I know I always say do your best to spend time with the family, so keep doing that. And yeah, I will catch you guys Monday morning. Peace.